Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Can you all hear me? There's so much noise outside. Okay, welcome. Welcome to the Startup Huddle demo. Welcome to GEC Indiana. I hope you've all been having a great time. I'm super excited to be here. It's my first time in the US, so it's been super incredible and quite an experience. So today the reason we're here mainly is so that we can demonstrate how a typical Startup Huddle session runs. And I'm hoping that by the time you leave the session, you have the excitement and keenness to start a chapter in your city. My name is Priti Tulofelo Ndlovu. I'm the Global Director for the program called Startup Huddle, which is essentially the 1 million cups version for those who are in the United States. It's the international version of 1 million cups. So just quickly, by show of hands, how many people in the room are new to Gen? So how many of you have never heard of Gen and you've been invited to the GEC and it's a whole new world for you and you're just like, wow. Okay, awesome, very, very nice to see. And how many people are from outside of the US? Okay, a good number, a good number. And then how many of you are Startup Huddle organizers or chapter leaders? Okay, fantastic. I've got a good number of knowledge and insight available. And how many of you are 1 million cups organizers? Okay, fantastic. So again, I'm super grateful to have you all here. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Startup Huddle just before we kick off the demonstration. So Startup Huddle, yeah, I should have showed that when I welcomed you. And so just a little bit about Startup Huddle. It's a program that builds local startup communities around the world while crowdsourcing advice and support one entrepreneur at a time. It's powered by the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and it consists of weekly or monthly gatherings of the local startup community and business leaders, founders, as well as ecosystem builders and investors, also other people who are interested in supporting entrepreneurs. We have over 60 chapters around the world, and I'm hoping you can add to those chapters, and I'm hoping you can walk away with a sense of what the program is, what it looks like, and why you should get involved, as well as how you can get involved. There's so many different ways in which you can get involved, and I hope you have the curiosity and you would like to start a chapter. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to the stage one of our chapter leaders who's actually become quite a star, and he has actually mastered the art of bringing people together, people who have the passion for supporting entrepreneurs. His name is Ryan Johnson, and we also have an entrepreneur who will be sharing her challenges. I will leave it all to Ryan Johnson to start with the Startup Huddle demo. Please help me welcome him on stage.
Okay, thank you so much, Priti. Okay, welcome everybody to the Startup Huddle GEC 2025. And let's give yourselves a round of applause for being here with us this evening. Priti stole my audience interaction with a hands up, but it'd be really interesting to know who here is actually looking already to get a chapter going in their city or country, so we can hone in on you, and the rest of you who haven't got your hands up, who are on the fence, will certainly make sure you know everything about all of the wonderful opportunities that are available through having the Startup Huddle in your city. So, we're in for a treat this afternoon. We've got a presentation from a pre-selected founder, 6-minute presentation, followed by a Q&A with myself, and then it open up to the audience. So as we go through the presentations and the Q&As, if you've got any questions or feedback that you would like to provide to our founder, you'll have the opportunity to do so. So for the sake of time, I would like to welcome up our founder presenting today. Please welcome up Andrea.
Thank you. I don't know if, yeah, you can hear me? Oh yeah, thank you. The middle one? I don't know where I have to point. Uh, Help. Yeah, but it's not changing.
We have this at every Startup Huddle. The tech always plays a challenge, but we will resolve it. This is the Startup Hustle for you.
Yeah.
Here, not here.
Oh, she was mentioned. Okay. One more. Okay, yay! Thank you so much for being here. I'm really happy, excited. Thank you for my Peruvian community over here. So, let's start. I'm here to present SPAI. We provide AI emotional first aid for cancer patients and their families. So, I'm Andrea Monge, CEO and founder of our ecosystem. Almost 2 years ago, I've been diagnosed with breast cancer, but on this journey, I realized that that wasn't just my story. Almost in my country was the story of 72,000 Peruvians every year, and also millions around the world. I realized that not only the treatment and all the chemo on session of radiotherapy are the hardest part, was also the emotional journey, not only for patients, but also for caregivers. That's why we create SPAI. So we have an integration through WhatsApp. And we choose WhatsApp because in countries like mine, we still have a technology gap. So we can't ask for users to download another app, so it's given more accessible. What does exactly is to create the navigator emotion for who is dealing with all this stress. We call this stress. And we are not also have SPAI as a tech solution. We also create another product like Felpy. Felpy is a portable blanket that was built to get that connection who they are dealing the chemotherapies, but also to make this connection for the caregivers. And if you want to know more about my model of business, we have a hybrid model. We have subscriptions, but also we work with workplaces because cancer, unfortunately, is a reality that hitting us in all the multi-factors. It's also in workplaces. And we are trying to make that bridge between who don't know what to do with all the distress. This is our growth so far. We get like 12 months in the market. And as we say, we are a team with really commitment, with a lot of huevos, as we say in Spanish, to make this possible. And we recently won our first Peruvian grant. This is from Pro Innovate that allow us to work more in our technology. And something happened here as I seen it. But yeah, here in a Startup Huddle, I would like to present one of our challenges. And this is an open mic also for you make questions or suggestions. And I know that here we have a lot of impact projects and impact startups, and this is the time to just interchange. One of our main challenges, sorry because I don't want to get lost on that, is to, we face right now is growing while staying true to the heart of why we start, to don't lose the purpose. That I know when you some let technology And if we grow so fast, we can get confused. I don't think that lost. And for mostly, they also have in the seeds a flower, and it's also a rose, or if not, you also have a card. So when we're talking with patients and caregivers, we realize another problem. That was the emotional distress. The financial distress. And our solution can't solve that, right? How you can tell, oh, get our technology to make feel better, but what is about the money, you know? In my country, 70, 80, almost 80% of people work in, informal. So what happened if a woman who is the principal at home that needs to provide at home get cancer? So suffers a lot more than emotionally. So we create this program to provide tools, provide skills, and make the match with companies to get this type of merchandising for them. And this is why they also can release that emotional distress. So, as I say, what we need most today is not just capital, but connection, mentor, allies, and to hear more about you, about how we can move forward on this challenge. Thank you.
Fantastic, Andrea. Thank you so much for sharing with us and what an impactful startup you have. If you'd like to come and take a seat, and I think Pretty's going to come up and actually join us at this stage, maybe? It's up to you. Yeah, if you wish. So the format now, for those of you who haven't been involved in a huddle previously, is we'd start with some questions. Questions that get asked all around the globe, actually, the same questions. So the founders get a similar experience no matter where they are, and then it's going to turn to you, the audience, to ask any questions and provide any feedback. For the sake of time this afternoon, I've picked out a few questions that I'm just going to put to Andrea to give us further insight into her business journey so far. And we've spoken about this previous to your presentation, Andrea, and I wanted to just get you to delve a little bit more into how this idea came to life.
Sure. It wasn't just my experience, as I mentioned. I get lucky to being treated in the only hospital in my country that was specialized in cancer. It's a sad story, by the way, but that allows me to talk every day with a lot of patients around my country, with all the different realities, and talking by them. As I always say, that was my scientific investigation in the meanwhile I'm doing my treatment. So being part of the reality, that was made the impulse to create ESPE.
And you've told me previous to this that you've had a number of other startups that you've worked on. And this is your first tech-based startup?
Yeah, actually, it's the number of digital solutions that I've been working before, but as I say, with no heart, just transactional, just to make money. And I don't know if you guys have been dealing with something like this or being close to some disease like that, but when cancer hits me, came into my life to realize what is the meaning of doing something that get impact. Of course, we provide solutions, we earn money of this, but we are making the seed to others also. But this is my first startup.
And this isn't one that we've spoken about previously, but I'm just wondering, did you consider coming in with someone else and having a co-founder?
Do you mean, yeah. I think that on this journey, you can't walk alone. You need programs like Startup Huddle, for example, that bring us this, support to keep going, allies, mentor. So we have a phrase that I think is common here. If you're gonna go, you go alone. But if you're gonna go far, you need to go with another people, like together in community. So yeah.
And how did you find out about Jen?
So it's not only over here, I think, but we have a member in Peru that invite us, but also because I'm part of my Peruvian ecosystem, I'm kind of new, and I'm so honored to be here with people that it's working a lot of time ago. By the way, shout out to Cynthia Varela. He was the judge of one of the grants I win, and here we are sharing here. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, before, yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that as well. Can you tell us about the competition that you've previously won?
Yeah, I was recently. So we have this important grant in my country that need more technology, but also needs impact. So whoever delivers this can apply. And I have imposter syndrome, so I always feel like I'm not ready. Like maybe because I'm female, like this is something that is attached to us. And I'm really grateful to have mentors. For example, here's also Luis, that was one of my mentors like 4 years ago almost. So it's like, but yeah.
So what advice do you have for people in the room about identifying mentors and people that support them on their startup journey?
So I think that you need to keep thinking in why not, and never think that you are not ready. You will never be ready for anything. Life happens, and if you want to do something with purpose, it is in your heart. I always say that if you feel something warm on your heart, it's the right way. And if you see that this can lead on impact, it's better. So, yeah.
I'm very jealous of the cushion which is currently on your lap, and I want to hear a bit more about that and where this product came from.
So, Felpy, it's not a creative name, right? Because it's Felp. Felpy cutie, Felpy. So, when you start, you need money, right? So this is our tool to bootstrap, but also was created when I was in chemo room. So what happened, for those don't know what is happening in chemo rooms, so the temperature of the rooms need to be lower because don't spread the disease, right? But also when you get all these drugs in your beings, your body temperature goes down. And yeah, you need a blanket, you need something, but it's not just a blanket. So we realized that our users, mostly the caregivers, don't know what to do to be with the patients because they cannot be there in the chemo rooms. So we were thinking, what about if we create a product that was I'm with you there in that chemotherapy room? And that's why Felpy born, and it's our tool to bootstrap because we need money for our technology as an early stage startup, of course. And also, by the way, this is a blink, we are in an international campaign to provide Felpys around my country in all these vulnerable hospitals around Peru.
That's wonderful. And you said that people can buy these from the website, is that?
Yeah. We have a website, but also we work with corporations, we work with companies that believe in this social responsibility network that is like to go back to the community. So, yeah.
Great. Okay, well, that's the final question from me. That kind of gives you a sense of the questions that we would cover typically at the start of a huddle. And now it's over to you, the audience, with any observations, feedback, or questions that you have for Andrea. So we've got a couple of roaming mics. I think Brendan's going around with those. Did I see a hand up at the front? Yes, please.
I'm just going to display the challenges so that perhaps if anyone has any advice, and if you have any more questions with regards to the challenges, you can address that as well. Oh, back.
Yeah, something happened to do that presentation, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No, but don't worry.
Thank
Still
you.
looks good.
Hey, Andrea, congratulations for your presentation. I just met Andrea like during this event, it's my first time. And I live in 2 hours from Boston. As you may know, Boston is one of the biggest ecosystems in life sciences. So I was recommending Andrea that you should expand this to the United States because actually Portland, Maine, where I'm living right now, is expanding a lot and is trying to leverage for all these startups and people from around the world. There's a lot of programs. One of them is a residency program that the Rue Institute is providing funds, for people like you that would like to have startups. And one of the values of these programs is that they offer you the possibility to pilot it in the most important hospitals there. So it's not only the money, but it will also give you the access to pilot with real patients at the hospital. So there's a lot of opportunity for you, and we'll keep talking. Congratulations. This is so inspiring.
Thank you.
My mom died from breast cancer, by the way, so I'm so connected to your cause.
Sorry. Thank you, Camila.
Thank you for sharing for the feedback. That's amazing. Was there another hand up? Come on, guys.
Maybe
You must have some
was
questions
really
out there. Yes. Thank you.
Questions or
Oh,
feedback?
feedback, sorry.
Oh, feedback, yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question about your competitors. Who else is doing what you're doing, and how do you differentiate yourself?
Yeah, for sure. We have indirect competitors right now, but we are in a bridge between mental health integrations or app because we are a niche. And we are a first aid emotional support that is different, that bring just like a mental health app, for example. We work with these indirect competitors like NGOs that they've been doing an amazing job by traditionally one by one. So with the technology, you can reach farther, faster, and expansion. So also, we are starting conversation with labs because labs, you may know, they focus mostly on the late stage diagnosis because they have all the data, all the knowledge for how is happening with the drugs, for example. But yeah, we are a bridge between all these words, to be honest. But I think our differential mostly is we are a first aid, we are integration, and we solve a non-solved yet problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, please, this side.
Hi, I was wondering how long are your app been operational?
So the app, the integration, it's 7 months in the market. The project itself is almost 1 year. We keep improving the technology and also the UX, to be honest.
How many users do you have?
So we have 120 users, but we have a pilot currently with workplaces. So this will be our switch to grow more fast. Also, B2B understand a little bit better what is the need on the market, to be honest.
And what's some multilingual support?
Sorry?
Multilingual? More than one language?
For now, we want to focus on Spanish speakers, but something that we were thinking to improve is Quechua. For example, for who don't know, is one of the native languages in our country that we realized, for example, in the hospitals that besides Lima, all the mountains, they don't speak Spanish. And they need translators to have first attention. So, but we are on the middle of being better on the first structure and then go to Quechua speakers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you for the questions. Let's get a hand up this side and then we can get Brendan running back and forth.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Very important. And yeah, you mentioned that you did it on WhatsApp because people don't want to download another app and another app, which is make it easier. But still, you are charging $9 a month, right? And there is a lot of alternatives today, which is not specific, not a niche, but they can answer these questions sometimes, like all the ChatGPT, Gemini. How you are dealing with this?
So we are an ecosystem. Also, the name, it's not just ESPE, like Esperanza, that is hope in Spanish, is support ecosystem for ecosistema de soporte psicoemocional, psicoemocional for cancer patients. We connect also all the specialized in cancer care. For example, we have nutritional workshops. We have psycho-oncology also when they feel like they need it. And also we are improvising in events that they create community. So we don't offer just the solution itself. The subscription allows to go to the ecosystem. So.
But the monthly subscription is for like all what you mentioned right now, or just for the subscription for the chat thing?
No, to be part of the ecosystem.
The whole ecosystem.
Yeah, because for if you want to use and try, you have a 7-day trial to just use the integration, but not allows you to go deeper on the ecosystem. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Was there any other feedback or questions? Yep. Thank you.
I have a suggestion for you for your financial model.
Yeah.
Working with doctors and then approaching insurance companies so that they can work with the patients. The doctors refer them to use your model in addition to the doctors. And then maybe for long-term support to use your product.
Okay. Thank you.
Great suggestion. Yes, thank you.
So I'm a trademark attorney, so I have to ask a law question. So what are you doing in, or have you done in Peru to protect the name? And then if you are considering, I did a quick search, if you are considering moving into other markets, have you thought about protecting that name? Have you done that in Peru?
Yeah, I think that the normal journey, but also it will be our journey, it's to expand in our country first, then go to LATAM, so Latin America, and then thinking to go bigger, because we have similarities on the market in Latin, but then I think that we'll be more than ready to expand. And also, I think that the US is an incredible market, and also all the countries that use WhatsApp here, for example, I realized that all the Latino communities, because here the principal tool is iMessage, right? But on the first meetings that I had with NGOs here, they were saying that we don't know what we do with Latino communities. We have a lot. And also the other day I was in a hospital here and talking with the doctor saying like exactly the same. So we have translators. It's incredible the hospital how works here. If you realize they don't have a person for translate. They have machines, so you just speak to the device or something like that. It's like, what is the social, So yeah, we're thinking on that.
Okay, so let me ask that a little better, I think. So in Peru, have you trademarked your name and your logo, is my question.
We start the process for the name ESPE. Who has right now the patent is Felpi. That was the first thing that we needed to go to market around the country. So we have a license, and this is why we running this national campaign right now. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you so much. Was there any more questions in the room? Or feedback? Anyone? Okay, so as we do with all huddles, this last question gets asked to everyone who presents. And Andrea, it's what can we, as a collective community in this room, do to help you?
So I'm really open to hear experience about if you are in the same niche like health tech, for example, because that inspired me to learn more about how maybe you solve a problem that I'm currently challenged, like I just mentioned about staying on our purpose. But if you know some program, Alice, or that we can apply for it, I will be really happy to talk and let us grow as together.
Okay, so programs, you're looking for, I think we spoke earlier about social entrepreneurship programs and looking down that route, so if anybody in the room's aware of those kind of opportunities, but also some kind of insights into the industry and mentoring and advice. Yeah. Fantastic, that's great. Okay, so that concludes the questions from us. So if everyone could join me in thanking Andrea for a fantastic presentation. And
Yeah, thank you for such an awesome presentation. I think the work that you're doing is absolutely inspiring. And Ryan, thank you for showcasing how the huddle works. So usually, I just want to show you very quickly what the ingredients of a typical startup huddle session are. So you need a consistent venue. You need also to be hosting your sessions at the same time as well as at the same place. If you can't manage the same time, because I know that things can get tricky, it's absolutely all right, but it needs to be at the same place, at the same I guess you can play around with the days, right? Like you can have same venue hosted on Wednesdays or on Mondays. I know 1 Million Cups does every Wednesday mornings, and they are very strict and consistent about that. So it'll be fantastic if you host your sessions at the same place, at the same time, and you invite one or two founders to present exactly the way Andrea just did. And you need a community. So be a person who is passionate about creating a startup community and also passionate about sharing opportunities with their fellow startups. I mean, you don't have to be a founder yourself, but you can just be a passionate community builder. And lastly, refreshments are also quite key so that you can always remind people, hi, I have free coffee for you on Wednesday morning. So find a refreshment sponsor or partner. Usually the venue that sponsors you would kind of offer you some water, coffee, or juice, right? And those are essentially the ingredients. And more than anything, because this is a voluntary thing, you need to be a passionate person who always remembers why you're doing what you're doing. So that's essentially it. And I would really love for you to think about how the program can work with what you're currently doing. So if you are an ESO supporting entrepreneurs and you have a program running, the Startup Huddle program is the perfect lead magnet, if I can call it that. You invite people to the huddle, and once they've done the huddle and they've done some networking, you invite them, the founders who are there, invite them to apply into your program. And it also becomes an opportunity for you to build relationships with partners who are in the ecosystem, so that, you invite them to the huddle, and you also invite them to promote the huddle to people in their networks, as well as the program that you're currently running. So I hope you're able to see the opportunity here and you get an idea as to how it actually runs. It's very simple. You invite one or two founders who can do 6-minute presentation, followed by a 20-minute Q&A that you all people who are in the room can ask and also offer solutions. And then it's also a great space for people to get together, right? Like if you don't have a place to go to network, this is an opportunity for you to actually create a networking space. Also, while you're creating a safe space for entrepreneurs to express their challenges. So I would actually love to give these last few minutes before I carry on way too much talking. I'd like to invite other 1 Million Cups organizers, or even our Startup Huddle organizers who have built their chapters, just so that they can let us know what the program has been like for them. Ryan, if you can go first, right, before we open up the floor.
Okay,
How
I'll be
long have
really
you-
quick because I'm worried we've
Yeah.
only got a few minutes. So the Startup Huddle has been fantastic for us. There's a slide which Preti might put up, put you under pressure. So we're quite an unusual model in where we deliver our event from. We're a business center located within a public library, offering all manner of support to entrepreneurs to start, protect, and grow their business. But 3 years ago, we were looking for a networking event that we could host within our space, and the Startup Huddle just jumped out at us as the opportunity to do that. The format, the support that you receive from Jen, but also the way in which we've been able to build on numbers with that routinely set venue, time, frequency, month on month. So we launched in June of 22. And we've had it running every third Thursday of the month since then. So we've had 36 consecutive months, of delivering the Startup Huddle from our space. We started with 15 participants back in June of 22. We're now up to 150 regularly each month. When you start to have conversations with the health and safety officers about how many people you can accommodate in a room, you know you're doing something right. And that's where we're at now. It's just the capacity. So we're getting creative with offering up hybrid opportunities for people to engage with us who can't be in the room, such as its popularity in the format if you stick with the consecutively and keep to the same venue. And I'd also say it's about bringing the ecosystem together. So we've been able to attract people from all of these different entities within our ecosystem, whether it be universities, local government, central government, public sector, third sector, you name it, we've got them engaged at our space, and them coming together in an event which is owned by the ecosystem, not the organization that's delivering it. It just invites and creates a space for everyone to feel valued. And so much has come out of it. People finding co-founders, funding, even finding jobs, finding mentors. We've had so many different outcomes, and it's not unusual to have a single parent mother with a young baby in the room, sat next to a retiree who's just really enthusiastic about the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And then those who are motivated to get a business going, side hustle, to put extra food on the table, sat next to someone who's already exited for 20 million. It's a real collide of individuals who I don't think you would atypically get in a room together, and the Startup Huddle really does enable that. So I would recommend anyone explore it if you haven't already. And I've just realized I've taken far too much time, so sorry.
No, it's okay. And additionally, this is the perfect program if you lead a program at a university. So you already have the venue, you already have the space, you already have the students. Why not bring them together on a weekly basis so that they can actually practice, put their ideas out there? So just think about how the program can actually fit into what you're already doing. And I think educational institutions, entrepreneurship support organizations, this is the perfect program for you. So if I can see a few of you, but if you would like to just quickly share what the program has been like, yes, please, Renee, right here.
Thank you. Very good. Felicidades.
Gracias.
My name is Rene Salomon. I'm from Bolivia, South America. I live in Santa Cruz, and I started Startup Huddle years ago. And based on doing other things that goes around entrepreneurship. The Entrepreneurship World Cup, then we had the Global Entrepreneurship Week. But then I decided, talking to people in the Gen, that I wanted to have in each city of Bolivia. So I contacted young ladies, really powerful, to start doing it. And so we have 3 areas. Some of them are slow, myself too. But for example, Sucre is the capital of Bolivia. Nair is working on Startup Huddle every month. The local celebration of Sucre was May, so they didn't do it, but they did it the 25th of April, and they're gonna do it the 28th of June. What they do there? They contact musicians, entrepreneurs related to music or art, So they have a topic. So everybody that goes there, they know what they are expected to do it. Sometimes the topic is taxing, to pay taxes. So two entrepreneurs talk about their problems, how do they pay taxes, and we invite people that they know about it, lawyers or accountants, so they help the entrepreneur in order to solve those types of problems. In Cochabamba, we did the same thing related to food and restaurants. So we invited startups related to food. And what happened? You have to have so many permissions or so many processes together in order to put a restaurant. So we talk about that. And we have the feedback of the people there. So I think I encourage you to have some topics that are common to the people, to the entrepreneurs, so that will be also a good thing to attract different kind of entrepreneurs and also professionals. That's my experience.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Renee.
Hi, I'm Evan Navarro. I work with the 1 Million Cubs out of Kansas City. Just wanted to speak a little bit about some of the benefits that I have from the, sorry about that. Some of the benefits I've seen really just come out of the connections that you get. Like you mentioned, just navigating that environment when it comes to litigious items, when it comes to figuring out what you need to do to actually get your idea from idea into reality or take it from one level to the next. One of the big things with having the consistency is that you actually build a community out of those network relationships. So instead of just changing business cards, you get to know the people that are there. You know that on Wednesday morning or whatever you set your time to, that you're able to go there, you're able to find a community of entrepreneurs, you're able to get off that silo or that island, that isolation that you often find yourself where you're not able to talk to someone about doing what you're doing, and really just get that feedback, that collaboration, and that community. It's something that, I mean, your slide at the end says, I want to make connections, I need mentors. It's a source for that. It's a beautiful way to connect with people that are like-minded and trying to develop a community. And I mean, you get everything from sales to entrepreneurs to policymakers, and it's a beautiful collaboration that helps an ecosystem grow. And I think that helps everybody win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just take a picture.
Over here.
Oh,
Hello, I'm Kendra Byers. I'm a huddle organiser in Edinburgh, Scotland. And like Pretty said, I actually work in the Enterprise Hub at Edinburgh Napier University, so it's an institution. And if I think of the reflections that you've made, Ryan, and that others have made, there is a lot of benefits for the ecosystems and the participants in the huddle, but also as an institution, it's been really beneficial for us because it's opened that two-way communication. People are sharing the challenges that they're facing, and while we're alleviating them, it's also shaped a lot of the programming that we do in our Enterprise Hub. They're seeing the challenges, and that's the community that we serve, so we make the programs around that and can lead them to those opportunities that are outside them coming together to network and alleviate. So I think that's also something that might be of value to your organisations if thinking of doing a huddle, and I really recommend it. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Kendra. So if anyone else would like to share before I close off. Okay.
Hi, I'm Eddie, Startup Huddle organizer from Indonesia. So Startup Huddle is very excited for me as an organizer. So I met a lot of people. They really need our help. They want to expand their business, but they don't have a way to the global. And I always share to them, if you want to expand your business or you want to test how far you can go, you join the Startup Huddle and you can share your vision to the world. That's what I always encourage them to join with Startup Huddle movement. That's all.
Thank you very much, Eddie, and thank you so much, everyone, for coming through. And I hope that has given you an idea of what the program looks like, and I hope it has also created an interest in you. And I'd like to invite you to actually do so. Lead a chapter in your city. This is an incredible way to build a community and create a safe space for entrepreneurs to share their challenges. So in order to do so, you can scan the QR code over here or go to genglobal.org and find the program under programs and just apply to lead a chapter. So thank you so much for giving me your time, and thank you for attending the session. And yeah, we can go out there and continue enjoying the GEC. Thank you very much.